Hello, and welcome to Dr. Dorian's House of Killers, where we take a look at all your favorite killers and see how they could be implemented into Dead by Daylight. Today, we are taking a look at Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise. Before we start, just a bit of information. I believe that all killers should have an alternate power that they can use so that you can't just see a jigsaw box, trap, infected shrine well, and know which killer it is and already start concocting your counter strategy. But that you have to deduct from the way he uses his powers which main power set he chose for this battle. With Pinhead, we will be starting off. So his speed will be 115%. His movement speed will be therefore 4 meters for 60 meters per second, which gives him a big terror radius. He will be a big killer, similar height, I would assume, to the priestess, to the plague. First power, and this is one that I would really, in case Pinhead ever comes to DVD, this is the one that I really wish for to have. It would be, I would call the power probably World of Pain. He gets, when he gets one survivor, I don't know if he has to down him or if he just has to target him. That survivor is taken into a alternate version of the map, or an alternate map would be more correct. This map would be sort of like the horror zone or the hell zone, and that you see in the Dead by Daylight, the Hellraiser franchise, with maybe some artificial intelligence monsters trying to get the survivor, with riddles, checks, tests, whatever, and the survivor has to navigate through this maze of insanity, this hell maze, before time runs out. If he manages, a gen is automatically completed, or maybe even a gen is automatically completed when that survivor is put in there. But if he manages, he comes out alive and back to the map. If he fails, that counts as one hooking. Maybe it counts as all 3 hookings and a sacrifice, depending upon how big the map is. I would also assume that you could alter the way this horror world is with add-ons. And also if it just takes one hook away and is a shorter duration, or if it is a long duration, 3 different segments that need to be completed in time, and if the person fails, he dies. First alternate power 1. Oh, before I forget, also with power 1, with the World of Pain power, he gets fake puzzle boxes. And a fake, I'm putting in quotes, they would be interactable, you could do things with them. Just the question if they have any ramification, if they have any effect on the game, is, well, open. Maybe some add-ons could give some kind of little benefit or something like that, but primarily the idea is to take one survivor of the 4 out of the equation, only have to focus on 3 survivors, and hope that he doesn't make it through. And if he does make it through, you gave him 1 gen, but you also took away 1 helping hand to save, and you can concentrate on a 1v3 instead of a 1v4. But these fake puzzle boxes are there because the other powers revolve revolve around fake puzzle boxes, and this way it's not clear that you have the World of Pain killer. Also, it might, as I said, have some additional uses that you could attribute to the fake puzzle box, so it wouldn't be totally fake. Okay, alternate power 1 puzzle box. Pinhead can place a puzzle box next to a gen, totem, exit gates, pretty much anything that needs to be completed that has a progress bar, except maybe chests, I don't know. But he can place those puzzle boxes next to him. The puzzle box strongly decreases the progress rate. So a gen takes longer to repair. A gate takes longer to open. A totem takes longer to cleanse. He can if you place it correctly, I wouldn't make the area too big. Maybe with add-ons you could increase the area, but I wouldn't make the area too big. But if you place it wisely, you might be able to get two things, since it has a kind of an area effect. It would be something that would more or less be floating in the air, so it wouldn't have a collision, but it would have an interactive ability, so you couldn't block off ways, but it can still be solved. If it's solved, it gives a notification. Maybe some also a debuff, which I will, or an effect similar to the Rites of Judgment from Implemnted. Who knows? But the main focus on these puzzle boxes would be that they reduce speed. Interesting point on these puzzle boxes would be that he can place an infinite amount of time, but his power takes longer and longer to charge the more puzzle boxes are in play. So let's say the first one is charged at the beginning of the match. He then can do an additional one 20 seconds later. The next one already takes 30 seconds. The next one takes 40 seconds, 50 seconds, 60 seconds. Or maybe it's something like the first one is free. The second one takes 10 seconds. The next one takes 20. The next one takes 40. The next one takes 80. The next one takes... You get the picture. So if survivors do the puzzle boxes, they are affected with something, maybe. If pretty much it should be that way, because otherwise they have an incentive to do it. But even if they aren't affected, they have to first do the puzzle box and then they can do the gen. Of course, that would leave the question, what happens if a puzzle box is being charged while one is being cleansed? In that case, and this is where the tactician Pinhead would need to pay attention. It still takes the original charge time that was necessary after the placing of the last puzzle box. So if you have, I don't know, 5 puzzle boxes on the map, and the time to recharge a puzzle box is now at 3 minutes, and you just placed one, then the next one will be ready in 3 minutes. It doesn't matter if all 4 of the 5 are destroyed instantly. You have to wait that time. So it might be a good idea, for example, before the time gets too high, to not place one when you have a charge ready, because the moment you place it and there are only 2, for example, you don't have to wait that long for the next one. Yes. So the number of, or the charge speed is determined by the number of puzzle boxes on the field. The more puzzle boxes on the field, the slower it goes. That means the fastest charge speed is if there is no puzzle box. Okay. Next power is teleport to puzzle box, which would make, for example, the fake puzzle boxes also kind of interesting. So even if you have a a Pinhead with the World of Pain ability, you still do place puzzle boxes, and since you probably won't use it right away because it will take maybe a moment before you find a survivor, you can warp two different puzzle boxes that you place, and they don't know, do I cleanse it or don't I cleanse it? Do I get anything when cleansing it, or is it just a dummy and he's actually one of the World of Pain killers? Yeah. So you can teleport to the puzzle boxes. Power 3 is an more of a chase-like ability, and maybe there you could do an alternate power 1 in addition to that. You could make also fake puzzle boxes and do sort of like a rain of hooks, I guess. But this power 3 would be, will tear your soul apart. Hooks come down from all kinds of directions in a certain area of effect, and if there is one or more targets in the area, they get hit. So it's more or less of a ranged, not instant downing hillbilly attack. If somebody's under the effect of a puzzle box, for example, it could also be that when the person is down, they are automatically whisked onto a hook. Sort of similar to Pyramid Head with the Cage of Torment, but they are more or less put on a hook, and it counts as a hooking. If we were to look at an alternate power 1, in addition to that, so not only can you do it on will every so and so often, so it would probably be something in the direction of a charge ability similar to the hillbilly or Leatherface. So if you look at the charge of the ability itself, and we think of a different alternate version for the hooking ability, then maybe something like raining hooks. So you can activate this ability, and in certain areas, hooks will over the whole map, hooks will start shooting in different areas, always indicating where they will land. But if a survivor doesn't pay attention, he might get attacked with it. So it would be more or less a spray fire version on total map thing. Oh, I don't know if I said this or not, but World of Pain can always only take one survivor at a time. So yeah. Now, possible perks for Pinhead. Puzzling with a flavor text again. You solved the puzzle, we came, now you come with us. Taste our pleasure. And with this perk, skill checks get altered into hitting the right symbol, and you get 1, 2, or 3 symbols, 3 symbols as a skill check, for example, or maybe it's 2, 3, or 4. Who knows? And on a keyboard, for example, for a PC user, it would be AWSD space E, maybe. And so you see these symbols, and you have to hit them in the right order, and before the time runs out. And abilities that increase or decrease the skill check size give you, if they increase the skill check size, more time to hit the symbols, or less time to hit the symbols, or with a doctor, you have to reverse input, for example. The suffering is the next perk. No tears, please. It's a good waste of suffering as a flavor text. effect of this perk, survivors get one additional hook phase. However, hooking a survivor regresses all gens that have not been repaired on the map by 15, 20, 25%. I don't know if it would count as hooking or not. I probably wouldn't do it as hooking because barbecue and chili could be affected. But then again, it would be nice if overcharge would work on them. Who knows? But maybe you can combine it with ruin. Who knows? But yeah. And the last one would be back to square one. And the flavor text will be, there are no limits. This is a very specific one. Before the exit gates are opened, that means before they are fully open and the endgame collapse happens. If a survivor is hooked, a repaired generator, and this is one of the 5 repaired generators at random is chosen, not the last one that was repaired, but one of the 5, is damaged again. It's not regressing, so that doesn't mean that the survivors have to hurry and stop the regression. But it also means that if the killer finds the newly damaged gen and he has Pop Goes Weasel, he can do another 25% damage to it. Anyway, not regressing, and it has 70, 60, or 50% repair left on it. However, the killer does not know which generator is damaged or undamaged, which doesn't mean he sees all generators as repaired or doesn't see any generators at all. If he sees a generator has light on, he knows it's repaired. But for example, in a closed map where you can't see the gens, he might have to get really close to it. So a killer doesn't know if a generator is repaired or undamaged. For him, they all look damaged. But once he gets in range, if it is a fully repaired one, it will become the aura will disappear. The generator aura. Survivors, however, get to see which of the gens was affected by the regression, by the reset. Now, I don't know if the whole thing with the killer seeing which generator is undamaged or not is a good idea, and letting the survivors see which one is, or if they would also have to find. It would be more or less a race to unrepaired gens, or if it might be a good idea to just say, okay, we take 30, 40, or 50% of the repair progress of all non-fully repaired gens as well as one of the fully repaired gens. But those would be my ideas. If you have any suggestion for the next killers that you want my ideas on a Dead by Daylight take, if you have suggestions for perks or alternate abilities for Chucky, link card up there, I think. If you have alternate suggestions for perks and powers for Pinhead, leave them in the comments. Do you think these ideas would be good? What would you like to see? Also, if you want to talk with me about it, I stream Dead by Daylight Tuesdays on Twitch. Mondays German D&D. Wednesdays every other week. Classic computer games, retro games, and every other week also on Fridays survival crafting. Hop into my Twitch chat, ask me questions, and then till next time, toodles.